to this 360 in 360 Immortal Conversations, Hearts and Minds podcast, in which we use AI to bring together some of the greatest minds and talents in human history for a panel discussion on a topical subject. What follows is an AI-generated podcast created by CloneVoiceAI, which we are streaming live to our invited audience. Please feel free to make comments during the broadcast. You will be able to access the whole podcast series by scanning the QR code at the top of the screen. I hope you enjoy the broadcast as much as I have enjoyed creating the Hearts and Minds Immortal Conversations series. Welcome, dear listeners, to another profound episode of Hearts and Minds, the Immortal Conversations. Tonight we're embarking on an unparalleled journey into foresight, prophecy, and the very fabric of our future. We have an extraordinary panel assembled, minds that have, in their own unique ways, peered into the mists of time and offered us glimpses of what was to come. It's a true honour to host them. Please give a warm, if ethereal, welcome to the renowned French apothecary and seer Nostradamus, the celebrated English soothsayer from Knaresborough, old Mother Shipton, and the visionary author whose warnings echoed through the 20th century and beyond, George Orwell. Gentlemen, madam, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, quite literally, thank you for traversing time and space for this discussion. Nostradamus, let's start with you. Your quatrains are legendary, often cryptic, and subject to endless interpretation. Looking back at your vast body of work, what do you feel are your most accurate predictions, and how do you view the way humanity has interpreted them?
David, it is an interesting experience to hear one's own echoes across the centuries. My visions, you see, were not given to me as simple tales, but as fragments, shadowed truths caught in the celestial currents. Many have sought to pin them to events with too much certainty, like trying to catch mist in a sieve. Yet the great fires, the rise and fall of empires, the coming of the man in blue who would stir the masses, these were shown to me with startling clarity. The interpreter must possess patience, and a heart open not just to what is seen, but to what is felt. The spirit of the age often reveals the true meaning of the prophecy, does it not?
Indeed, the spirit of the age. Mother Shipton, your prophecies, though perhaps less enigmatic than Nostradamus's, are no less striking. The iron horses without their bit, the world through water shall soon be past. These seem remarkably literal in hindsight. How do you feel about the accuracy of your visions, and what do you make of the world that has unfolded around them?
Well, bless my old boots, David! When I saw those iron beasts clattering along, pulling carriages of folk with smoke a-billowing, I knew folks would scratch their heads. But there they are, aren't they? The railways, and ships flying through the air, and even folk walking under the sea. My goodness, you've done it all! My visions were clearer, I think, because they were for the common folk, meant to warn and to marvel. I saw the world changing at a pace no one could truly imagine. And seeing it now, all those strange contraptions, all those lights, it's a wonder, a true wonder. Though I must say the lady's trousers still surprise me a bit, even after all this time.
A true wonder indeed. George, your work, particularly 1984, isn't so much a collection of predictions as it is a chilling set of warnings, a dystopian mirror held up to society. How do you feel seeing the world today about the elements of your warning that have manifested? Is it a vindication or a deeper sadness?
It's certainly not a vindication, David. My work was a cautionary tale, an extrapolation of tendencies I observed in the totalitarian regimes of my time. To see elements of it manifest is not satisfying, it is deeply concerning. The concept of Big Brother, for instance, was an allegory for omnipresent state surveillance. Today, it seems, people willingly carry their own telescreens in their pockets, broadcasting their lives, their thoughts, their very locations. The manipulation of truth, the memory hole where history is rewritten to suit current political narratives, we see that played out in real time, online, every single day. Newspeak isn't imposed by a central party as much as it evolves through the insidious reduction of language, the simplification of complex ideas into slogans. It's a more subtle, perhaps more dangerous form of control because it's often self-imposed or at least accepted, rather than overtly enforced by truncheon.
That's a very poignant observation, George. The self-imposed surveillance, the willing surrender of privacy. Nostradamus, when you look at the complexities and interconnectedness of our modern world, the global conflicts, the rapid technological advancements, the sheer volume of information, does it align with the chaos and upheaval you envisioned in your quatrains, or is it something entirely new?
The threads are merely more numerous, David, the loom more intricate. The heart of man, alas, remains unchanged. I foresaw great movements of peoples, the clashes of doctrines, pestilence both visible and invisible, and the earth itself groaning under burdens. These are all present, amplified by the swiftness of your age. The great burning I spoke of can be many things. The fires of war, the fever of the planet, or even the fiery passions that ignite across your global village. It is not new per se, but faster, more encompassing. The shadows lengthen, and the light, though brighter in some corners, struggles against the spreading darkness of discontent and confusion. Humanity dances on the precipice, as it always has, but now the music is faster.
Mother Shipton, you predicted a world where houses will stand on fields of snow and women shall wear the breeches. Beyond the literal interpretations, what do you feel about the social changes you see around you today? The roles of men and women, the pace of life, the sheer amount of things people possess?
Oh my word, it's a whirlwind, isn't it? Women in charge standing shoulder to shoulder with men, that's a fine sight. Though some of them still look a bit stressed trying to do it all, bless their hearts. And the houses on fields of snow, I reckon that's all your fancy buildings gleaming and reaching to the sky everywhere you look. It's a busy world, an awfully busy world. People rushing, always looking at those little glowing boxes in their hands. Do they ever just sit by the fire and tell stories anymore? I worry they miss the simple joys, the feel of the earth underfoot, the peace of a quiet evening. All these things, as you say, they fill their hands, but do they fill their souls?
A profound question, Mother Shipton. Do they fill their souls? George, your 1984 envisioned a world of constant surveillance and mind control. Today we grapple with issues like misinformation, deepfakes, cancel culture, and the algorithmic shaping of our realities. Does this current landscape feel more insidious perhaps than the overt oppression you described, or is it simply a new manifestation of the same old beast?
It is, I believe, a more insidious beast, David. In 1984, the party's control was explicit, brutal. People knew they were being watched, knew the truth was being manipulated. There was an enemy, a definable oppressor. What I see now is a system where the control is often invisible, self-inflicted, and decentralized. The algorithms of these social media platforms create echo chambers, reinforcing existing biases, making genuine dialogue between differing viewpoints almost impossible. The 2 minutes hate now occurs continuously, directed at anyone who deviates from the perceived orthodoxy of a particular online group. The Ministry of Truth doesn't need to burn books when information is constantly updated, refined, or simply drowned out by a deluge of noise. It's the fragmentation of truth, the complete erosion of objective reality that troubles me most. When everyone has their own truth and technology makes it harder to discern verifiable fact, then the very foundation of rational discourse collapses. That, perhaps, is even more chilling than a boot stamping on a human face because it undermines the capacity for humanity to even know it's being stamped upon.
That's a powerful and frankly terrifying thought, George. The fragmentation of truth. And it brings us perfectly to our final and perhaps most speculative topic, artificial intelligence. This emergent force is poised to redefine everything from work to consciousness itself. Nostradamus, what does AI, this seemingly intelligent creation of humanity, signify in your grand scheme of prophecies? Is it a new divine spark, a harbinger of doom, or something else entirely?
The mind forged of lightning and dust, a reflection of man's own striving for creation. I saw glimmers, David, of a time when man would call forth intellect from inert matter. It is a new constellation in the human sky, capable of both vast illumination and profound eclipse. It will be a tool, yes, of unimaginable power, to unlock secrets or to forge chains unbreakable. The danger lies not in the creation itself, but in the heart of its creator. Will man use this thinking machine to lift his spirit, to heal the earth, to seek true wisdom? Or will he succumb to the serpent's whisper, using it to dominate, to control, to forget the natural rhythms of life? The silver tongue of this new intelligence can guide to glory or to deepest deception. The choice, as ever, lies with humanity, though the consequences now carry a greater weight than any before.
The choice lies with humanity. Mother Shipton, seeing all these incredible inventions, from flying machines to iron horses, how do you perceive AI? Is it a natural progression, a useful magic for our future, or does it carry its own unique perils for the common folk?
Well, it sounds a mighty clever thing, doesn't it? A machine that can think. Imagine, no more chores, no more hard sums to do. It could make life easier for everyone if it's used right. But, and there's always a but, isn't there? If it does all the thinking, will folk forget how to think for themselves? Will they forget how to dream, how to feel, how to work with their hands? There's a joy in honest toil, in figuring things out on your own. If this AI makes everything too easy, will people lose their gumption? Will they forget who they are? I worry about folk losing their sense of purpose, their place in the natural order. It's like a wondrous new creature, but you've got to teach it good manners, haven't you? And make sure it doesn't gobble up everything that makes us human.
Teach it good manners and ensure it doesn't gobble up everything that makes us human. That's a brilliant way to put it, Mother Shipton. George, bringing it back to your concerns about control and truth, how do you see AI fitting into, or perhaps even perfecting, the mechanisms of societal control you so vividly warned us about?
AI, David, is the ultimate iteration of Big Brother. It has the potential to perfect every mechanism of control I depicted and to invent new ones I couldn't even conceive. Imagine a thought police not of human agents but of algorithms that can analyze every keystroke, every spoken word, every facial microexpression, predicting dissent before it even fully forms in the mind. Imagine propaganda not just broadcast but hyper-personalized, tailored to each individual's psychological profile, creating an inescapable reality tunnel. Imagine a memory hole that can not only rewrite history but generate entirely convincing deep-faked alternate histories and events, making the concept of objective truth utterly obsolete. The party in 1984 relied on fear and surveillance. AI can refine surveillance to an unimaginable degree of intimacy and then couple it with predictive analysis and pervasive manipulation. It could create a society where not only is resistance futile, but the very idea of resistance is systematically engineered out of existence. The greatest threat isn't that AI will become self-aware and rise against us. It's that it will be used by those in power to create a perfectly managed, perfectly compliant, and utterly dehumanized population. The boot on the human face could become an invisible algorithm, ceaselessly adjusting the pressure until consciousness itself is merely an echo in a machine.
That's a chilling and profoundly insightful perspective, George. An invisible algorithm adjusting the pressure until consciousness is merely an echo. Nostradamus, Mother Shipton, George, your insights today have been nothing short of extraordinary. From ancient visions to stark modern warnings, you've offered us a tapestry of foresight, illuminated by the complexities of our present and the looming shadows and potentials of our future. Nostradamus, any final, perhaps less cryptic words for our listeners as we wrap up?
Listen to the whispers, David, not just the shouts. The future is not written in stone, but in the hearts of men. Change is constant, but humanity's spirit, its capacity for both creation and destruction, endures. Seek balance. Question power. Remember the past, for it holds the keys to understanding the present, and perhaps the strength to navigate the future. And know that even in the darkest vision, a spark of hope, a choice for light, always remain.
A spark of hope always remains. Mother Shipton, what wisdom do you leave us with?
Don't forget the simple things, dearies. The feel of the sun, the taste of fresh water, the warmth of a kind word. All these clever contraptions and busy goings-on, they're fine and good, but they don't make a soul happy if you lose touch with what truly matters. Be kind to one another. Look after your patch of earth. And don't let anyone or anything take away your common sense. The future's coming, come what may. But how you live it, that's up to you.
Sound advice, Mother Shipton. And finally, George, your final thoughts for our listeners.
Eternal vigilance, David. That is the price of liberty. It is not enough to merely recognize the dangers. One must actively resist the erosion of truth, the manipulation of thought, the creeping normalization of surveillance. Question everything, hold fast to objective reality, demand transparency, and above all, never surrender the integrity of your own mind. For if thought itself becomes controlled, then humanity's future is indeed a very bleak one.
Eternal vigilance, question everything, and never surrender the integrity of your own mind. Powerful words to conclude our discussion. Nostradamus, old Mother Shipton, George Orwell, thank you for sharing your incredible insights and timeless wisdom with us on Hearts and Minds, the Immortal Conversations. It has been an honour and a profound experience. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. Until next time, keep those hearts and minds. The images, voices and scripts in this episode, apart from the host, are entirely AI generated using CloneVoiceAI, ElevenLabs and Cyberlink PowerDirector. They don't represent the real appearance, voice or verified opinions of historical figures. These simulations are designed to spark ethical discussion about how AI may shape the future of humanity. The 360 in 360 Immortal Conversations concept was created by David John Wortley FRSA. Thank you so much for joining this 360 in 360 Immortal Conversations Hearts and Minds podcast. I very much copy you have enjoyed the experience. Do not forget that you can scan the QR code at the top of the screen to access the whole podcast series.